Oh, look who's back. Yep, we're going to play with this yet again. Today, I'm going to try to change the governor return spring that's kind of knackered and stuff like that. Let's see if we can make it run a little better. This guy comes off. Screw seems to stay in it, so that's good. And there's two bolts here. Oh, they're all a little tighter than I would have wanted. Really? I put those on. Well, gotta loosen them anyway. There. That's strange. I don't think I would have put them that tight. Tight, but not that tight. I had a thought about the primer, which is what we're going to work on here first. Now, I have already tried to roll the engine over and it's not stuck. So we got that going for us. Spark plug is connected, so I didn't forget that part. And these should come out, right? And then this was a little tricky to kind of get off of there like that. Okay, so two things. First of all, I don't know if you can see this. See this tube? And it runs over there. I'm going to put a cable tie on each end of that. Just makes me feel better. I don't think it's going to help anything. But we're going to just try that first. Just to see. Before I do that, let me pull it off. I want to see if there's a hole in it. So I'm going to cap one end and blow. Oh, it tastes like gas. Nope, nothing there. Okay. So we can put that back on. That's a nice tight fit there. So like I said, I don't think this is going to actually do anything, but it's just something that's going to make me feel a little better, because I felt that the connections were a little loose. So we'll get a cable tie. And I'm going to do this the stupid way and put the cable tie on this but not tighten it all the way. Well, that worked. Okay, just barely snug. Put it this way and try to feed it up through there, right? Now get it on. And now pull it tight. That's about as tight as it's going to get. Got some cutters. I don't know if they're going to do any good. Trying to get into a little area, but to make it look nice anyway. There we go. That worked. Now the other end, cable ties are here. And we're going to do the same thing. In fact, I can just loop it first. The reason I'm doing this today is because we had some kind of inclement weather. I got the new springs here. Return period on these ends today, so I got to do it today. And fortunately, the weather is cooperating in that sense. So there's that. And now we're going to put this back on. So we'll stick it back in and pull the cable tie nice and tight. That's about as good as it's going to get. I don't think the cable tie is going to do anything at all, but it was something I thought of just to give it a little, you know, make sure it doesn't leak. And I think we're ready to kind of weasel this thing back in. There is a gasket that is here and is in place and is otherwise good. So that's proper. It's just a big hole. I don't know if you can tell. It's supposed to squirt fuel in there, and it doesn't. And I'm wondering if it would make it easier if I leave it dismounted, but we're going to do it the hard way and mount it back up first. So that'll go kind of like that. Yeah, you know, on second thought, maybe we'll pull this primer bulb first, or try to, while it's dismounted, because it might make it, nah, it's not, it's the same difference. Alright, let's mount it up. I was thinking maybe it'll give me a little better access to the springs, but it doesn't appear that's really the case. So that is where it goes. It kind of locates itself. That feels like it's stripped. That's good. This one, not even seating. Why not? Well, let's loosen this guy and find out. Okay, that's loose. It kind of just goes. It kind of, like, it kind of, I don't know. Right there. Okay, that's screwing in. And we'll take that out. Make sure that's lined up. Which it isn't. Okay, time to struggle. That took way longer than it was supposed to, just to get this right. Okay, now that's it. So we know that didn't fix anything, so let's try it. Let me get up here. First, got to make sure there's gas in it, because I don't know how much. Right. Yeah, that's going to be a problem, because I only have a tiny bit of gas. And I have to get more. Okay, I think that ought to be just barely enough. So we got that. Gotta let that settle for a minute, just to, it has, good. All right, let's put the cap back on, make sure to cross thread it. Do we have oil in this thing? It's got some. I mean, we only put some in last time. Doesn't burn that much. All right, good. Now, let's try priming. Absolutely nothing. Getting a little fuel. Okay, it kind of primed a little bit. Great. Okay, so the cable ties didn't fix anything. Check. Perfect. Okay, next order of business is going to be to remove the primer bulb and look at it. Now, it sounds like something is happening because it gives that shh, shh, shh sound. So I don't think we're going to find anything either. I think there's supposed to be a tool for this. I don't have it. You gotta like press in on both sides somehow and work it out. I did this once. I have no idea how. It didn't go well either time. When I press, it doesn't seem to do anything. Okay, so I need to monkey around for a while and hopefully not break anything. Okay, that wasn't bad. There it is. It's seated. Obviously, there are no cracks in the new primer bulb because it's new. It needs to make a seal, allegedly, against this thing. There's not much there that's to speak of. There's a bee somewhere up there. Okay, so just standard lawn dirt. I have the old ring. Perhaps that is going to fit better or something. Let me get that because that was one of the things to try. Yep, there it is. Had the wrong box at first. So here was the old cracked one that I saved because you need to. So we'll pull that off. Orientation with the little ears on it, go toward the front of it. We'll push out this primer bulb. Put the old ring in the same orientation. Just in case of manufacturing tolerance differences and whatnot. Yeah, there we go. It kind of seats in its own groove like that. And then this should sort of just push in. I have to get the plastic ring to seat. I don't know how that's going to happen. Doesn't look like it. Same exact story. Again, we're getting gas, but not in 3 pumps like you're supposed to. Let's turn it 180. And push on that with 2 little screwdrivers. Okay, that looks better. Yeah, it looks better. But exactly the same story. Okay, so the answer is none of that did anything. That's good, right? So none of that fixed anything at all whatsoever, which is absolutely perfect and exactly what I wanted to happen. Now, I guess I'll leave the old ring because uninstalling it to reinstall it when that one's fine is, we're going to do that. Okay. Now, as far as the spring goes, this is where it gets a little tricky. There are allegedly 2 springs. I see one. I don't know where the other one is. This one's knackered. I don't know if you could tell. I bent it and tried different things, and it kind of tries to work and still doesn't. I have to unhook it, I guess. Can I just do it with this? I brought out the pick set. It looks like it should just sort of pop out. It's not a... Yeah, it's right there. Come on, guy. There. And then this is sort of like a paper clip type thing, the way it kind of loops around itself. I don't know how to explain it. I don't know how to explain this. But I kind of got to get it to the point where it'll slip out. There. Okay, now as you can tell, that's not worth a shit. Alright. So put that there so we lose it. Like I said, 2 springs, so that's good. We'll open one package, because that's all I have. Pop this open. Get our new spring. They have the nerve to get $7 for a 7-cent spring. That's maddening. That's absolutely maddening. But for $7, if it'll make it run right, it'll be worth it. So stick that back in the bag. Put it over there so hopefully it doesn't blow away. It seems to be made of much lighter material. I'm looking for the end of the spring. How do you put that on? Okay, it's not going to be easy. Good. That's good. So I know it goes on there. How I'm going to get it there, I'm going to monkey with a pair of pliers and things. I know this end goes on like this, and that just attaches. Again, it's got the paper clip like loop kind of thing, and I just need to get a pair of pliers and play with that until I can get it on. Okay, I may not have the spring exactly right just yet. It might need to go into its own loop that I see there, but we're going to try it first. So let's try to reprime this full thing. There's definitely fuel there now. And now we'll try to start it. Roll it over. Roll it again. Give her. Hey! spring is not right, but it actually started. Huh. How about that? Wow, that's impressive. Okay. Well, let me play with that and see if it makes any improvement. Okay, I think basically what's happened is they've cheapened this spring out to so bad that once you put it on, it's misshapen and bent wrong. I think it's irreparably damaged at this point. We'll see if it runs now at all. It might fire and die. It might not run at all. I don't know. Let's see. Are we getting gas to it? See if I can show you. So it's a total piece of shit spring. So I'm better off trying to fix the old one for what that's worth at all. See if I get that back in there for you. Yeah, I know this much about carbonators. Just that much. That's all it is. That's all I know. Okay. Good. So that spring is a piece of shit. So this was all for nothing. I'm going to take it off now. It's going back. It's, look at this thing. It's ridiculous. I'll show you the difference. See, look how Look how floppy cock this is. And look what happened at the end. What the fuck? It's so thin and so garbagey. The old one, while certainly wrong, is much thicker. Look at the gauge. See? So we're going to put the old one back on. Screw this shit. I'm going to have to take back a bent $7 spring. Fucking bastards. How could they sell such garbage? Just to get it on the thing. You bend it out of shape and it's done. Alright. Alright, good. So we got that. Now, the old spring. Went back in here. Come on. There you go. See? That wasn't difficult. And here. That's it. Just how it should be. I'm going to bend this a little more in the way I have it to effectively shorten it. And let's see how it runs now. Now, of course, if the engine is warmed up enough, then, you know, I don't know how it's going to run cold. Obviously, it hasn't run long, but there ain't no gas. Now there's gas. And let's see how it runs this time. So now it runs too fast, so it's bent too far, but it still hunts around. So I guess it'll just have to be. We're gonna unkink that. Try to. Okay, that's a little better. Probably not enough. Still too much, so we'll try unbending it a little more, and it'll just run like this now. That's all there is to it. I don't know if that made any difference. Can a guy try that? Okay, that's way unbent now. Can you even see this? Good. So it's just a matter of finding a happy medium. I know just based on the sound of it. So we'll give it another kink like that. I think that's not quite enough just yet, once again. Well, we're getting somewhere. We're not quite there. So we'll give it one more bend. That's probably too much now. Gotta just dial it in. That's not too bad. A little tiny bit slow, but we're close. It's very close. It's still a little slow. I'd rather it run a little fast. And as far as the hunting that it does, well, it's, you know, a new hobby it's picked up later in life. So it just hunts now. Okay, so it's a little fast now. That is combustion smoke that is in the intake, I think. Okay, good. So we have accomplished absolutely nothing, which is brilliant. But I have, no, that's too much. But I have a better understanding of what's wrong. That doesn't mean anything. that. That might have popped out the intake. I felt something there. It definitely popped nice that time. Okay, so that is that's all we're gonna do. We've learned that this mower is an absolute piece of shit, and the reason it's a piece of shit is because the engine is solid, but I can't figure out how to get anything else adjusted properly and or get proper replacement parts. So that's what we found out today. That's kind of nice. Well, it runs enough to mow. Do I have to pull the intake and tug on the throttle cable each time? That's a great question. I never tried to just mow with it kind of hunting like that. I'll look stupid when people are driving by and they're like, what the fuck is with this mower? It's not running right, you know? Shit like that. So I'll look stupid, but after a while it you know, gets betterer. No, don't go away. Put this guy back. Great. These are nice and tight, yeah. Yes, they are. Excellent. Wow, that's really cool. That's really cool. I can't believe it. It's no better and no worse than it was before. That's absolutely brilliant. So it appears the primer works if you don't follow directions. It says 3x, so that's like 20. And then it works. The spring is all fucking bent out of shape. And that's there because as the engine bogs down, there's a, I don't know how to explain it, there's like a wing on the engine that does one of these. And what happens is when you go into, let's say, some tall grass, the engine is going to bog down. And when it bogs down, that wing, because the engine isn't spinning as fast, is going to go back. And as it does it, I guess it might be on this side, I don't know, I'm guessing. It goes like that and it pulls on the throttle, which actually I think is that way, so maybe it goes that, I don't know, but it's one of those things. So basically what it does is just like when you're driving a car. You could be on the highway, you're doing 60, big hill coming up. If you leave your foot on the gas exactly where it is, you will start going up this hill and you will go slower and slower and slower. You don't even think about it, but you actually step on the gas a little bit more. The engine in the car doesn't compensate for that because that would be bad. It doesn't need to run at a constant speed. It needs to vary its speed, where a lawnmower needs to run at a constant speed, so they have this concocted system like that. But again, when it bogs down, it will tug on the throttle cable and say, hey, dump some more gas in there, get this thing running faster, we're going to stall. And it'll try its damnedest to stay running. That's what it does. So I got the theory down. Did I explain it nice? Yeah, I did. I explained it in terms that you can understand, even if you know nothing about lawnmowers. Didn't help to fix it, you know. Theory's great. Paper is, you know, what the theory is written on, and then this practice, or actual real life, that doesn't work. So yeah, that's all good. So it runs pretty much exactly as it did. It will prime. That was about 7 and it worked because everything is kind of warmed up. I don't know. So I think with a cold engine, hitting it 20 times probably is not going to be the worst thing in the world. And then, if everything else, I don't know what that was, a bird? And then if everything else is a go, and the engine isn't locked up, it has the potential to actually run. Run well? No, it won't do that. But it'll run. Anything after that is gravy. You know, that's just kind of the whole thing. Okay, so that's pretty much all we're going to do today. We've accomplished absolutely nothing. I've gotten a little bit better understanding of this, and that doesn't help for anything. And my mower is still a piece of shit. And that's all there is to it. Wonderful. But at least it runs. Kinda. So that's going to do it. Thanks so much for watching. I really appreciate it. I got a spring to return, get my $7 back. They'll take it back. Don't worry about it. And I actually have another return also that you will find out about in an upcoming video. But yeah, that's going to do it. Thanks so much for watching. This is a great mower to fuck with. You know, what if we do this? What if we do that? What if we take this out? What if we undo that? What if we do that? You know, shit like that. So it's a great mower to fuck around with. But the rest, not so much. Anyway, too much babbling. That's going to do it. Like, subscribe, all that. I appreciate your watching. And take care. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.